Hello learners, welcome to today's exciting journey into the world of verbs where we will explore the fascinating topic of direct and indirect speech. Get ready to uncover the secrets of quoting, reporting, and conveying messages effectively. I am your facilitator, Mr. Abel, and I am thrilled to guide you through this interesting topic. To start us off, we'll need to understand what is direct speech. The direct speech is used when one is quoting the exact words of a speaker. On paper, it uses quotation marks and has a speech tag. For example, the sentence there, I am going home, he said. Direct speech looks like this on paper, and you can see we do have the words that are spoken by a speaker. This is what we call the speech marks, and then lastly this is called the speech tag. However, whenever somebody is talking, we may not see the speech tag. We only see the exact words spoken by the speaker. Therefore, what is indirect speech? Indirect speech is retelling what someone has said. In grammar, it is also called reported speech. And for the benefit of doubt, we normally use direct and reported speech to avoid the confusion. Indirect speech do not have quotation marks like the direct speech. Tenses, pronouns, and time references may change. For example, if I am to report the earlier given sentence, I will say, he said that he was going home. And you can see that I have begun by the speech tag itself, and then I have quoted he because it is he here who said. He said that he, and because the earlier sentence was I am going home, you will see that I will become he or she if she is a girl. Is becomes was, and the rest remain the way they are. However, in this sentence, may I make it clear that it is optional to have that. Just like in this photo where one person is reporting to a person that looks like a manager that he said he was going home. In a summary, the table below will summarize what we have earlier looked at. If you look here, we will see there are features, and we have direct speech and reported speech. The feature of quotation marks you will see only happens in direct speech, and quotation marks are not used in reported speech. I have seen particularly in exams where a student answers the questions very well. They report but end up putting the quotation marks, or here what we call the speech marks. If that is the case, then you may be penalized by not scoring that mark. The tenses in direct speech remains the same, while in reported speech they often shift back. We shall come back to this later. Pronouns and time words in direct speech are unchanged, while in reported speech they are adjusted according to the context. Now let us dwell deeper into what to consider when writing a direct speech. You may very well see that opening quotation marks are key. Capital letters are often put after the opening quotation marks, even if it comes after the speech tags. The commas, question marks, or exclamation mark come after the speech. The closing quotation marks are after the punctuation above. Speech tag begins with a word in lowercase, then there is a full stop. If you look here, you will see that there are 6 requirements for us to score one direct speech question. And what are these? From the example, I will highlight the speech, the requirements of each requirements of the ones that I've mentioned above. Look at this sentence. I am going home, he said. I have highlighted here in red that the first thing we need to look at is the opening quotation marks. Then, after the opening quotation marks, we normally begin our sentence here with the capital letter. However, the speech is, even if it comes after here and we have he said, comma, and we open our speech, we must begin by a capital letter. So this is very key. He said, I am going home. Then after the speech itself, we put a comma in the case of a statement. We put a question mark if this one is a question, and an exclamation mark if there is an exclamation. But all those are followed by what is called a closing quotation mark. And after here, please don't forget that the speech tag is always followed by a lowercase word unless the word is a name of a person. So here we will have he said is not a name of a person, therefore we begin in lowercase, and after having our speech tag, we put a full stop. What are some of the factors to consider when writing a reported speech? Reported speech, first, the tenses do change. If we have a sentence in simple present, it will go to simple past. Look at this example. I play football, he said. This is direct speech. For me to have it in reported speech, I will say that he said that he played football. So this tense simple present goes to simple past. Another thing is the present continuous to past continuous. For example, I am eating, he said. You can see this is present continuous. It's present and it's still continuous. I am eating. In the reported speech, we will have he said that he was eating. We must maintain the continuity, but in the past. So we'll have he said that he was eating, maybe at that particular time. The present perfect, of course, goes to past perfect, and I've given an example here. I have seen it, she said. You can see, by now you know, I'll start with a speech tag. She said that she had seen it. So all this you can see are going according to what we've earlier learned, and all those factors to consider when writing either reported or direct speech. Other changes in reported speech include the pronoun changes. For example, I in direct speech moves to she or he in reported speech, my to his or her in reported speech. Also, there are time changes. For instance, today goes to that day, tomorrow goes to the next day, and now moves to then. So for instance, if you are saying our sentence, assume our sentence was, he said, or rather, I am going home today. The reported speech would have been, he said that he was going home that day. Now, a summary of what you've looked at. We've seen that direct speech uses the exact words of a speaker, while in reported speech, we paraphrase with changes. In direct speech, focus is on punctuation and letter case. It's very important that in direct speech, focus is on punctuation and letter case, while in reported speech, focus is on the correct verb tenses, pronoun, and time expression. Maybe you can look at an example here. Write the following sentence in indirect speech. Mary said, I will visit my grandmother tomorrow. Maybe I can give you maybe 2 minutes to look at the sentence and try it on your own. Now, for the sake of time, we know that in reported speech, we begin by a speech tag, and since we are talking about Mary, we will begin by Mary said that she will in past tense become would. So we say Mary said that she would visit. My becomes her because you are referring to Mary, her grandmother tomorrow, like we have seen, becomes the next day. So the whole sentence will look like this. Mary said that she would visit her grandmother the following day or the next day. Kindly recall that we said in reported speech, we do not put the speech marks or the speech tags. Look at the next example. Rewrite the following sentence in direct speech. Let us look at the sentence. Now, if you look at the sentence now, here we have the boy said. So this we know by now is our speech tag. So we will ignore all this and start by he. He, we know in reported speech he, in direct speech he becomes I. Was becomes am. So we will start by opening quotation marks like this and then a capital letter I am feeling done well. We put a comma, close speech tags, and we said the boy said. Then you come here with the boy said. Then you put a full stop. With all those few remarks, we have come to the end of our lesson. If you do have any question, feel free to ask in our subsequent lessons. All the best, and may God bless you.